Thank you for purchasing the Easymount laminating system. This operation guide has been produced using an Easymount 1600SH. The cold version of the Easymount range, although slightly different in appearance, will function in the same way. If you are setting the Easymount up yourself, make sure that the red blocks on the feet are situated at the back. This is important to counterbalance the weight of the film when loaded onto the machine. The pressure gauge wheel is the most important part of the Easymount system, as this determines how much pressure is applied to the media or boards going through the machine. When the rollers touch, the wheel goes loose in your hand. It is very important not to add too much pressure. When the rollers meet and the wheel goes loose, throw the wheel away from you until it stops. You can then set the zero marker to the red line on the machine to enable you to hit the exact same pressure every time. This is a patented design exclusive to the Easymount range. All Easymount systems have a large swing-out feed tray that gives easy access to the rollers for cleaning and loading. There is a lock on the left-hand side that keeps the tray in a fixed position when raised. The lock only fits in when the safety guard is in the downward position. Please note that all Easymount systems meet with CE regulations. When you press continue, the bottom roller turns. The top roller will only turn when it is in contact with the bottom roller. The safety guard in its lowered position will stop fingers getting caught in the rollers. The guard can be lifted to an upper position to enable easier use of the laminator when loading films. As an extra safety feature, a magic eye is included that will stop the rollers from turning if anything over 12mm passes the sensor. This will stop the machine. To restart the rollers turning after the magic eye has been tripped, you will need to press step and then continue. Please note that the safety guard must always be used during operation, but for purposes of this demonstration, it has been locked in the upper position. When you have selected step, this activates the foot pedal. The foot pedal does not run continuously, it only works when pressed. When the foot pedal is pressed, this will override the magic eye. This is essential when laminating or mounting boards over 12mm. All Easymount models feature an emergency stop as standard. To begin loading, slide the film onto the top mandrel and insert the black core collars, making sure at this stage that there is no tension on the core collars and that they are turned so that the rubber O-ring has plenty of movement. Put these core collars into the film and make sure they are fitted close up on both sides. The Easymount mandrels feature roll width markers for ease of use, which can be lined up by sliding the unfastened film and core collars across the mandrel. Check again to make sure everything is fitted close and then tighten the 4 Allen screws with the Allen key provided. The Easymount is fitted with a release liner take-up mandrel. This is spring-loaded on the right-hand side so it can be taken off the machine. Place an empty cardboard core onto the take-up mandrel and put back in the machine using the spring, then level up with the film that is loaded. For ease of use, lay some double-sided tape along the cardboard core and take off the release liner so the cardboard tube is sticky. The film will load from the bottom of the roll on all standard wound films and will tack directly onto the double-sided tape. Lift the rollers up to their maximum height. Separate the laminating film from the release paper and lay onto the top roller. Feed your print from the front through to the back of the machine, ensuring that the print is between the rollers and out onto the exit plate. Here we are using LIFO prints for demonstration purposes. Ensure when first setting up to laminate that there is approximately 30 centimeters of blank leading edge at the top of your print. This is needed to set up and apply tension to the film before it touches the print area. The print can be squared off on the back of the exit plate. Then lower the film halfway under the top roller. The top roller can then be lowered onto the print. This ensures that not only the print is fed square, but that the top roller and film touches the print at the same time, which gives a perfect flat finish. Ensure that the pressure is correct on the wheel. Press continue and begin laminating. To ensure that there is enough tension on the film, adjust the core collars so that the rubber O-ring slightly pinches the cardboard tube inside the film. This will make the film taut and tight to the roller. It is essential when laminating one side only that your print is wider than your laminating film, and also prints are overlapping before feeding into the machine. Again, we are using litho prints for demonstration purposes. On real jobs, leave excess at the top and bottom of your prints. It is important that you do not stop the machine partway over printed work, as this will leave a heat and pressure line. Ensure that the print is flat and square before feeding. Feeding whilst using the foot pedal will enable you to get close to the rollers without tripping the magic eye. You can then press continue on the machine and take your foot off the pedal. When laminating smaller prints, ensure you are using backing paper to stop the film from sticking to the rollers. Place your backing paper on the mandrel as demonstrated and line up to the same markings as the top mandrel. Load the film before adding tension. Lift the rollers to their maximum distance apart and thread the release paper over the bottom roller and onto the exit plate. The film can be taped onto the exit plate with some masking tape if required. As previously demonstrated, load the laminating film on top. Lift the safety guard to its upper position and coat the laminating film halfway round the top roller. Take up the slack of the release paper whilst holding the film onto the roller. Drop the rollers down again with the correct pressure. Press continue and add tension to the rolls. Any excess laminate will now pass through the machine on top of the backing paper without sticking the film to the rollers. Ensure that the next print is fed into the machine flat and square. It is now okay to leave a gap between prints. If you are laminating prints without borders or excess, we would recommend using backing paper. When finished, the backing paper will fall away from the print. There are many different ways to load the film. Here is a variation on the previous method demonstrated. Again, lift the rollers to the maximum height apart. This time, the laminating film coats the roller with the silicone paper facing you. The scrap print is fed into the machine, making sure it goes over the bottom roller and onto the exit plate. The silicone paper will not stick to the print, making this part of the film load easier to handle. Again, make sure that your print media is the same size or wider than the laminating film. Lower the rollers down to the correct pressure and separate the release paper from the laminating film. Then, stick the release paper from the laminating film to the cardboard core and press continue. Add tension to make the film taut over the roller. Again, prints need to be overlapped to ensure the film doesn't stick to the rollers and the exit plate. Always leave a border or gap at the top of your prints for this purpose. This next demonstration will show you how to mount prints to board. Load laminating film on the top roll as previously demonstrated and mounting film on the bottom roll. Mounting film is very similar to double-sided tape. Overlap the mounting film over the laminating film on the top roller. Lift the rollers apart, use an offcut of board and push into the nip of the rollers. Lower the rollers down until they meet the board. When the board has cleared the rollers, drop the rollers down until they touch and trim off the offcut of board. Add tension as required and check that there are no creases in the film. Prints are now ready to be laminated. It is not essential that your print is wider than the laminating film, as the excess film will be lined up to the mounting film. Again, feed flat and square. Press continue and step off the foot pedal. The machine can continue running as the next prints are fed through. The print now has a laminated surface and a peel-off sticky back. Peel off the first couple of inches and fold back the release paper. Remove the laminating film from the rollers. Put the first part of the print onto the board by hand or squeegee. Then use the rollers of the machine to mount the print onto the board smoothly. Drop the rollers so that they grip the board but not crush it. Place the print to be mounted over the top roller and peel off the release paper as the print is being mounted onto the board. The print is then mounted onto the board, ready for trimming. If there is too much pressure applied to the rollers with the pressure wheel, the print going through the machine will crease. To stop this happening, lift the rollers and drop back down to the correct pressure and the print will go through flat. If the tension on the film holder mandrel is taken off, the laminating film will become loose over the roller and creases may appear. When the tension is added, the film sits down over the roller and regains tautness. The film will then coat the roller evenly and will not come away from the top roller. However, if too much tension is added onto the film, it will put an unnecessary strain on the motor and the film may jump and judder and the rollers may not turn at all.